With this year coming to a close, I wanted to share my reflections on 2019. This year transformed me. From being a doctor, mother, and business leader to all of those things, and candidate for Oregon State Representative in House District 33. I want to tell you why I decided to run. I remember the precise moment I knew. It was the morning of September 27th, 2018. I was sitting on my bed doing work for the Northwest Permanente Board of Directors, the medical group I serve in. The radio was on, and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford was recounting her story to the Senate Judiciary Committee as she testified in the confirmation hearing of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. For 4 hours, she told the senators all the details of a sexual assault that had happened to her more than 35 years ago. She answered every question on live television. I could feel her courage. Memories returned of my own sexual assault, which had occurred when I was in 9th grade. Something very similar to me had happened when I was 14 years old. I'd always thought the attack was my fault, and honestly, I'd never processed it as an adult. Now, years later, my own daughter is in high school. Who will protect her? Who is speaking up for her? For years, I'd considered the possibility of running for office. Maybe. Someday. But in that moment, something shifted. If Dr. Ford could so bravely and with such vulnerability speak up in front of the whole world, surely I could find my courage to do something. It was my time. I knew. It was my time to stand up, to speak out, to lead. It was my time to run. Over the next several weeks, I applied for and was accepted into the Emerge Oregon program as part of their class of 2019. From January to July, I trained to run for office with a class of 36 amazing women who courageously put themselves out there with vulnerability and strength. They were prepared not only to stand up for their values and the future of their children, they were taking leaps into the public eye where scrutiny was guaranteed and success is not. These sisters of mine are immigrants, women of color, gay, transgender, and from extraordinary places of varying marginalization and privilege. Each of us learned to trust and respect the other. I found my power, as anyone should, if surrounded by such stories of strength and resilience. Suddenly, it was clear to me that I needed to act and not sit on my anger and despair. I would not be passive, allowing others to be accountable for doing better. I had a teenage daughter and a nearly teenage son, and they are growing up in a world with pervasive injustice all around. Global warming, people freezing on our streets, Black people being shot in the street and in their own homes for absolutely no reason, immigrants being separated from their families and placed in cages and sometimes left to die, active shooters walking into our schools and killing children, scattered all around the country. Who was standing up and doing something to protect our children, our future? As a mother, I had to run. I couldn't sit powerless in my despair and anger and leave it up to someone else to do better. The last 12 months have been extraordinary. As a candidate for Oregon State Representative, I have personally met and knocked on thousands of doors, meeting hundreds of my neighbors in Northwest Portland and Northeast Washington County. I have learned that the prominent issues on our minds are largely shared, and they come from places of love and fear. People want bold climate action. They want affordable housing for all. Healthcare costs and the unpredictability of insurance options available creates a great deal of stress and concern across all communities. The lack of mental health supports in schools and everywhere is at a crisis level. Gun violence is on parents' and students' minds every day. Parents worry their children are not getting a quality education, and then they won't be able to afford the job training or post-secondary educations to help them have a secure future. I also hear that the diversity of Washington County is a source of pride and inspiration. People love Forest Park and the amazing trails and open spaces that the Tualatin Hills Park and Recreation District have helped create and protect. I hear people with means asking to be able to help those without with new tax policies. We are unified in our desire to help a safer and kinder future become a reality. My neighbors inspire me, and with their concern for the greater good, propel me to want to do better. The leaders we elect reflect our hope for the kind of society we aspire to be. These leaders set the course for our cities, counties, states, and country. Many of us have been deeply and negatively affected by the kind of leaders we see in office today. Who do you want to see in office? Who deserves the honor of speaking on your behalf? Your voice, your power is important. Please carefully consider your vote and the statement it makes. Thank you for being here now with me. There's so much to accomplish. I hope you will stand with me and help me make Oregon a better place for us all. You have my gratitude and my best wishes for a healthy and happy New Year. Thank you.